I know a lot of you are going to be happy to see me pointing the camera at the Audi A1 that has been sat here for quite some time. It's actually become part of the furniture. It has been sat here quite a while now, Chris, hasn't it, this one? It is a bit too long, but we've had other commitments and, of course, other nice profitable jobs come up, so they have to take a bit of a priority. So in the last video, if you did miss that, we will put a card up in the top right-hand corner where you can watch this chassis leg. It was this one that was quite far round this way, and this one was just beyond repair, and Chris fitted in that nice new one there, brand new second hand on the factory joints. Today is the day. We want it off the jig, we want it out of the way, and it is time to crack on with it. So let's just get straight on with this one. It's a lot of work, this car, but she has come back from how bad it was, and we're now ready to commit and get on with it. Let's get it off the jig. So nice to see this car off of the jig. One thing I always say I'm going to show in a video, and I always forget to actually show it. When you are out looking at a car, even if it's advertised as salvage or not, very simple quick check to do is actually the seals. If you have a look through there, let's try and zoom in a bit. Can you see that? And that's the teeth of the seal clamps. And you would be surprised how many people forget to actually do the repair on that after they remove it from a jig. And of course, it is a big telltale sign that it's been on a jig. We forgot how big the workshop was there. We've got all that extra space now. We're going to push the jig back round in now after Chris is just having a tidy up, actually. And then we can crack on with the car. Finally, all out of the way, all down and done. What I will say is, Chris is going to crack on with this. Two of us can't work on that same corner at the same time, and we'll leave the best man on the job anyway. I am going to be popping out and actually picking up another project for the channel this morning, and also trying to locate something for that Range Rover Sport so that we can press on with the next video on that as well. So I'm going to leave you in Chris's capable hands for a few hours, and hopefully once this is all done, well, we know, don't we? You won't even be able to tell that it's been done. I'm going to help him lift that bonnet off out of the way before I go, but I'll leave you here with Chris. Pit stop on the way home from picking up that Peugeot RCZ. Quite a few little bits and pieces to pick up on the way, but Chris swears by this sealer and says that it actually looks like the factory stuff. It is exactly the same worth, and very lucky for us, I think you guys would have seen the last time I went there, it's actually Erith and we have to drive all the way there, but Rochester Trading Estate on the business park, they've just opened up a massive Worth shop there, so I did get carried away and actually start looking around there, but I've got 3 tubes of that sealer, so we're going to head back to the yard, give that to Chris, and then I need to continue on with my video. Peugeot RCZ, you probably would have seen this video first on the Peugeot, but let's get this back to the boss. Chris has been a busy boy since I was gone. You would have seen in that little bit of time lapse, one of these welds actually popped off. So he did get the welder out and touch that up. But it is all in primer and now ready to actually start laying down the sealer. I can't believe he got that much done while I was gone. All of it is ready to go. It's all masked up. So this sealer here is what he's going to be following all the way along. And we know Chris, don't we? He's going to try and make it look like that, isn't he? And I'm sure he'll do a good job of it as well. I'm not sure if then he's got to go down here. We'd have to look at the other side. No, there's none there. It just finishes about there. So, got your sealer, mate. Are you cracking straight on with sealing that up? Isn't it nice to have this far along and off that jig? It really is nice, isn't it? So
it's sat about a little while, hasn't
it has, hasn't it? Right, let's continue on. All done, all sealed up, no signs of a previous repair, and that is exactly what we was going for. Chris did get a few splatters up here. I said, "You're going to wipe them up, mate?" And he said, "No, you get the same from the factory." And you do, don't you? It is quite hard, I'm not going to lie. Me having a go at that gun, I'd have probably covered the whole leg. Yeah. There's a bit of a knack to that. Yeah. And even how many years experience you've got, you do always have a little practice. Yeah. Because there's a speed setting on it, isn't there?
You've got product.
Yeah.
I haven't put it away. You've got airflow and product.
Yeah.
So you increase the product, obviously, for a heavier finish. But you regulate the air for the kind of texture you want. So it is a little bit hit and miss.
So you have a little practice and
yeah, that's it.
you've got it. So this now, in fact, let's just show you. It's all but this is exactly where it was sealed before we stripped it
There's
down.
a couple of little extra bits up in here. I don't think it was, but I just thought to give it a little bit of added protection, really.
It's not going to hurt in there, is it?
That's as factory up there brushed.
I remember
Yeah,
that being
split it,
brushed.
So I've just took the loose out and put a fresh bit in, and that's about it, really.
So before I
a
put
little repair on that, where that little bit of damage on that bit.
I did mention you welded that as well.
Yeah, it popped one of the spot welds, so...
I'm not going to pretend here, because I've not just done that, you have. You can't hit that with the paint now because...
It is what they call a wet on wet system, but you do have to leave it to go off a little bit.
Skin over.
Yeah, but you can't let it fully dry because then your top coat won't adhere to it properly. So it's kind of a wet on wet. But
I'm currently working on something else outside. Why that is going off, you're going to paint this last knockings once I've gone anyway, due to fumes. Yeah, good luck getting that off later. That's going to hurt. You're going to crack on with the bed.
Just get a few bits ready.
Yeah.
I think.
What a good idea.
We've got maybe a few bits more we're going to need. We've got to sort that ABS pump modulator out, haven't we? That we removed. I think we've got another bracket for that.
We have.
It's off the donor vehicle.
We did get it all off the donor, yeah.
So it's just refreshing our memory, really, isn't it?
It has been a long time. Yeah. But ultimately, the engine bed can go back on without the engine going in this one. And there is quite a lot of damaged suspension components. So we're going to drag that in now, and you're going to start having to do a bit of a list and see where we go. Right, let's carry on. I've just got in this morning, ready to crack on with my project, and it looks like Chris has got a really, really good head start for himself today. Look at that. What'd you do this last knockings?
Yeah, last night.
Mate, that looks perfect, doesn't it?
Probably more paint on it than they normally have.
Yeah, from the factory of hard to replicate. Yeah, because they don't hardly put any on, do they?
No, you get areas where it's very, very thin. But...
I'll get you to come this side, Chris. What's the plan?
Right, unmask it, and then I'm going to get the other bench out and put here.
Yeah.
And get everything out from inside it in the boot. We've got loads of stuff.
And you're just going to crack on?
Yeah, get it all laid out. Try and
familiarise yourself.
Yeah, it's too early to speak.
It's been a long time, hasn't it?
I know. I'm pretty confident we got another bracket for that modulator.
ABS. Yeah.
There's various clips and things were broken, but we got them off that donor one, didn't we?
The blue one, didn't we?
Down there, there's a box that's got all the loom and bits and pieces off the engine bay that we thought we might need.
Right.
So it's going to be, yeah.
I'm going to leave you to crack on with this, mate, because, like I say, we've got a nice long weekend coming up, and you're trying to get this done, and I'm trying to get one done outside. So let's carry on. I am not going to make any suggestions today that we even consider swapping jobs. I mean, look at all that. Chris, good luck with that, because honestly, I can't. It is a lot of this we're going to have forgotten, mate, because it's been so long, but a lot of it is quite self-explanatory. Chris always does this, and I'll admit it, it's not something that I ever used to do, but he's sort of taught it into me now, haven't you? And this is what I do before you put it back together. So all of them are exactly the same. All of them are the same. He's basically put all of the nuts, bolts, everything in groups that everything's identical.
Yeah.
Normally, I used to work out of a box, and he used to say to me, Rob, you can't do that.
The thing is, what makes it easy is when you go to put something on and you say, you think, well, I need 2 bolts, hold that on. You look at what you got that's just a pair.
Yeah.
Because as you know, it is rare that you have the same bolts. They seem to have different bolt in every different thing.
Yeah, that's right.
Often. So it just makes that easier, really.
So you have, sorry, I was getting sidetracked there because I had to mention that. I've literally I've gone out for 20 minutes, and this is how far along Chris has got. That's the new bracket on there. And that's all sitting now back where it should be. None of these pipes was bent, fortunately, so they can all be bolted back in. But it is a lot of work. But this was a nice challenge, wasn't it? Yeah. It had seriously had one. But Chris is just moving along with it. I am going to be cutting in and out because, like I say, he's working in here and I'm working outside trying to get one done. So, mate, we're just going to let you continue on. But yeah. I'm glad I didn't see the size of the pile before I left because none of that was set up. But it looks like you've got a lot of it back together already.
I think there's going to be a few bits that we need to get.
Yeah.
We got what was on that donor. We've got over there, but someone had already took a few bits off of that.
They had, yes.
So we're going to be a few bits of plastic and things missing, but the easiest way is to get it all back together as much as we can.
And then have a look, yeah.
And then go from there, really.
I'll let you crack on, mate. It actually looked quite simple, but this is probably some of the most difficult stuff, like we said earlier, about nuts, bolts, washers, and just locating where everything goes. Chris has got the fuse box all back on there, pretty much. Everything, you've gone as far as you want to go, you can go.
Yeah, really. I mean, I've already got a list of bits that we're gonna have to start looking for. Battery tray.
Yeah.
One of the aircon pipes got a tiny little crack in it. A couple of bits of plastic. So, but they're not really. I don't think any of them are going to hold us up too much. The next bit will be.
You wanted to put the bed on, didn't you?
Yeah. So we're going to have to wait for the Comline parts for that.
That's right, yeah.
We're going to put some new wishbones.
We've ordered in the parts from Comline. They're coming for that. So as soon as they arrive, we can crack straight on with that and actually get this back on its wheels.
Yeah.
And then...
Which is what we want, so it frees the lift up.
Frees the lift up. It's been on the jig for so long, but yeah, it certainly frees the lift up. Guys, some of you have probably realised this. I don't know if we've actually mentioned it. We actually decided while we was in Lithuania, after our little chat, that we're going to try and get some of these long-term projects done, out the door and finished. So we're trying to crack on with it. And I think, do you know what? We don't want to give too much away, but earlier on when we had a chat, I've been outside doing another video, which is actually for Friday, so I'm not going to mention what that is and ruin it. But we agreed that we're going to get on with the camper.
Yeah.
We're going to get the camper in.
After we've got this one, another project done that's long term.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can actually say it, this and the little black Fiesta.
Although we are still going to buy stuff.
Oh, of course, of course,
and
absolutely.
If it's a quick turnaround job, they will probably jump the queue, won't they?
Yeah, definitely. But we are planning on getting these long-term projects out the door, and we're going to try and concentrate on maybe one at a time. So
no, that's the plan.
That is the plan.
Yeah,
so
one or two at a time.
Definitely.
5 or 6.
Yep. So we won't mention that. Let's move on. Like I said throughout this video, guys, I've actually been outside recording a video for Friday, and Chris has been in there recording this one for tonight. Yeah. Wednesday. It's Wednesday. Yeah, now. So hopefully you all have a lovely, nice long break. I believe they've changed the Monday to the Thursday, so it's Jubilee weekends, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Everyone's going to get a nice 4 days off. Of course, let us know what you think in the comment section down below in this video. Chris has pulled it out of the park, getting all that together. It's been so long and there's so many little intricate parts to that car. So he's done really, really well. And to be honest, I've stayed as far outside as I can so that he can concentrate and I'm not in here keep chit-chatting. So that is going to be the end of today's video. If you did enjoy it, please do hit that thumbs up. Drop us a comment as usual in the comment section down below. Share on all your social networking sites. And of course, if you haven't already, follow us on Instagram, where you can message us with your telephone number, with a vehicle that you've got for sale, or just in general, see what we get up to on a day-to-day basis. We're going to leave it there, guys. Like I said, have a lovely weekend, and we'll see you next week in the next one.